Hey Taurus, I just had to restart your video. We had a little snafu here. I don't know if that's going to be a theme you're trying to overcome, some type of delay. Sometimes it's all right to restart. Throat chakra, express your truth underneath. Previously, we had violet flame, and I can't remember the other one, but yeah, we're starting out fresh. Let's see, what are the messages for Taurus? We're going to only do a few decks here. So we're going to get out what is the energy that you're dealing with, what's kind of facing you, what's your activation going through right now. We're just going to go through a few more times. The activations and situations challenging Taurus. This is your full moon at the time of this reading, conjunct Uranus. So as a Taurus, is this conjunct some of your other placements, or are you watching this for something else? I don't know, but with this crazy energy, something is really shaking loose from your life so that you can get deeper into your body, deeper into your world, and so that you can get deeper into love in general, deeper into abundance. So let's see, let's stop here for now because I know this is supposed to be a mini reading. So now we have trust your innocence with heart chakra unfurling back into love. Is that not perfect? These were sitting here upside down. So trust your innocence here. Taurus can sometimes be seen as naive because of the depth and the unconditional nature of their love, because of their soft and sensitive sides. But then they can also be overlooked as far as like, because they don't well, I mean, I could go into so many stereotypes, but everybody's nuance is different. But within the hearts of a Taurus, no matter how solid and stoic and self-sufficient and practical and hardworking they are, there's always a spark of the connection to to beauty, to love, to spontaneity and trust. It's very open hearted in its own energy. And so, unfurling back into love, it may be something is coming through to really open your heart space. So, if you've recently been doing a lot of inner work and trusting your inner self to lead you, I think that you're leading yourself back into love in some way. The next card we got here is Reclaim Your Energy. She's placing that lotus crown upon her head there, and she's got many hands. Whenever you see many hands, you can take this as evidence of otherworldly assistance. So something beyond our normal human capacity and into our ability to be divine, cosmic. And so trust the spontaneous lover nature within you as evidence that your heart chakra is inspired by divine love and unconditional energy. But at the end of the day, we can't just be pouring and pouring and pouring without depleting our energy sources. We need to be plugged into the divine in turn so that we understand what it feels like when we don't have enough, or when we are in an unequal, unbalanced exchange in some type of a way. Gracious receptivity. So here is like this individual has their hand out. I think that this is also like recognizing this came out for Aries as well. I think with Uranus there, it's not only about managing our emotional reactivity, but also harnessing our ability to be creative and expressive and determined to take care of ourselves, right? But then yours is also about asking for help. Because even though we can be all these things as much as we can, um, at the end of the cup, you know, you need to be able to dip back into the well and replenish your cup. And so I think that there's information stepping forward through your dream space or otherwise intuitive messages that you're receiving. Possibly, I keep saying it's through also the body will evidence. So if you're having some type of um, like an illness that's cropping up, a cold, a sinus, or whatever, and it's not seeming to have a lot of roots in anything real, predictable, so to speak. It can be energetically based. You know, if we're giving too much, the body will eventually say, yeah, you're depleted, you need to take a rest. And if you're not going to take a rest when you're depleted, eventually the sickness comes in, because it makes your immune system a little depressed. So I don't know if you're also dealing with some depression. It looks like it's that third eye aspect is actually coming up at the throat chakra, and you're ruled by the throat chakra, which is why I'm talking about asking for help and trusting your innocence. It's like, uh, know that people value you and not what you have to give to them. This is a lesson that many people are learning. But in order to reclaim your energy from this, you need to disentangle your ideas about lovability and how much responsibility you personally, there goes my throat, right? It's about witnessing how much responsibility we do not have to shift or change or coddle other individuals at our expense. And so we need to, with that gracious receptivity, also recognize when it's not coming back, and how to give what we do want and say no when something is too much. So if somebody's like, oh, well, I'm going to need you to come pick me up at the airport at 11 o'clock. And, I'm actually flying into a place that's 6 hours away from you. And even though, my friends and family live right there, I'm going to need you to come do that for me. And, I don't have gas money for you either. So if you could be there 2 hours early and check in with me so that I know that you're there at the waiting room for me before I take off for my 2 hour flight to get back there. And then how is my dog? Because you also watched my dog and watched my house. Um, this is ridiculous, right? You know that. So I think that you're learning how to be very gracious in saying no, and saying not like, oh, I've made other plans, but saying, no, I'm not going to be able to do that for you. You're going to need to make other arrangements. I've heard that there's this bus route that you could take. Gracious receptivity, actually, when I was shuffling, ended up coming out. It wants you to take it more seriously in your life, because even though you might not be somebody's meal ticket, I think that the way that you're viewing something about you're obligating yourself to contribute something that maybe you don't have an excess supply of at this time. And so if you feel like, oh, well, every day I've got to get back and crush this thing, it's like, or, I gave my word that such and such. Yeah, but circumstances change. And so sometimes, even in a contract, like let's say, you got married and suddenly you guys are complete strangers. You guys have tried to work it out, and maybe you have kids, maybe you have mutual assets and things. But at the end of the day, it's like you guys are friends, but not really companions, and that type of a thing. It's like at some point, it's like being the gracious lover that you are, recognizing and trusting this spontaneous new beginnings that want to come into your life um, to help your heart be met with extreme radical expansion keeps coming in. And so when you reclaim your energy from something that you've been tolerating that doesn't really um, light you up, it's like you're also possibly giving that gift to the other individual. Shine your light. So that is a random thing where we're talking about, once in a while we can feel like we're overwhelmed or taken or not valued. But I think that that's in the background of something else, where this shine your light is like trusting your innocence. Sometimes Taurus can be the most intuitive. I follow tons of Taurus readers and other signs as well. Scorpio is another one of my favorites, but that's because that Scorpio is Taurus's opposite. And so it's like we sometimes need to recognize how divine we are as Taurus, because you are the sign of abundance, of the harvest, of unconditional love. And so be willing to recognize not what you not just what you deserve, but the ways that you are painting yourself to yourself. And what would you do if you had anything that you could do? Yeah, help and serve another person might be high on your list. But if you could truly do whatever and nobody needed you at all, it's like, what would you do if in your family you had the night off? Would you just sit in your own room? Maybe you need to send them off and have your house to yourself. I don't know. But somebody wants to give you a gift. The universe wants to give you a gift. And I think that right now you're being kind of like doing this thing like, I think it's time for me to do this thing. I think it's time for me to jump back into something, to put this crown upon my head. Etherically, see that crown is still there. She's like taking up her place, recognizing what she does want in her life. And she's like, yeah, I do want love. I do want passion. I do want a successful career and a happy family and a clean home all at the same time, whatever it is for you. And friends and family, life force energy. Yeah, when you have a full cup, you are the beautiful Garden of Eden embodied. Your divine, spontaneous light is so crucial and beautiful and enriching for the world. And the way that you have your own way of doing things and how grounded you are into both the earth and the heavens and the divine cosmic flow of the divine mother. It's like this life force energy is so critical to the next phase. And it's like I see you just kind of doing all this self-care and just like, let the world burn today. I am going to be so incredibly gorgeous and uplifted. And then after I restore that energy within myself, I'm going to come back and I'm going to help others get back into their love. Yeah. So anything else? I feel like there's one more card about this activation for you besides just self-love and it's like the exchange, the reciprocity, rebalancing of the energetic demand upon your body. Solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination. You're glowing up, as they say, which is kind of evidence of when you start to really feel yourself, feel that beauty, feel self-care, self-deservingness, worth, and limits, and the ability to say yes and no. There's this healthy level of self-pride as well. And all of that energy, reclaiming all that energy into your core is like, what would you do if you could do anything? Is like getting back into your hobbies, really being creative. Oh my gosh. So under the deck, you also get sacral chakra. So you are creating something quite beautiful and getting right back into your core of your intuitive self. Yeah, progressively, all my readings always get longer. Let's see from these DIY cards what can we look at here? Ooh, there's love here. I love you, Leo, leader, entrepreneur, trendsetter, boss. Somebody likes the way that you're bossing up and shining bright with that huge inner child, fearless and unique, unconditional, self-loving. Yes, soul star chakra, transcending something and being able to be that guiding light for other people that are still trying to connect with their own authenticity in that way. Mature, feminine. Yeah, you're very sincere, authentic, gorgeous energy here. And if you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling a little bit less trusting of situations, I think that the number one thing that you need is self-care and rest and nutrition and, just some healthy friends time or something such as that. Maybe you're missing your mother as well here, because I'm seeing that with the mature feminine. Brick house. You're powerful and you're really leveling up in some way. You've got your own back. Um, and so I see like you still need to recognize though that you don't have to do everything yourself. People would love to come and help you. Ooh, and it may come in the form of some newfound chemistry. Somebody loves your strength. It's like that inner child is part of your strength, and it's so alluring and attractive to another individual. Yep, here we go. Full moon. It's time to harvest something here. There's a reverse, a release, illumination, a release and a liberation from some type of old cycle, perhaps gone back to some of the recent eclipses. In Saturn, you may be even finding yourself limiting, withdrawing from the outer demands, and in this way, and making some new commitments, self commitments, and getting a firmer foundation for yourself. Third eye chakra, clearing out some old ideas about what you're obligated to do for other people, and you're unburdening your heart because there's been a weight upon your heart about the demands. Yeah, the weight. The diamond code activation, the diamond comes from the charcoal because it's been compressed and stress, trauma, and you're transforming, transmuting any type of stress or anxiety. You're alchemizing that into the inner jewel that shines through. So you're getting your crystalline upgrade right now. Patience, not yet. Allow the unfolding as it's going through. You might like this fiery attention that you're about to get from somebody else. Solar and sacral chakra, now earth star chakra, unity. You guys might have similar roots, some type of similar background or type of mission, and you may have karmic roots, soul ties here. There's a lot of joy coming your way, and possibly some cuddling, kissing in your future if that's not a thing that you're normally accustomed to. And here we have also how beautiful it is for you to remain silent when another anticipates your rage. So recently you may have had to withdraw from something that wasn't honoring you, and they may have tried to get you to engage in some type of drama, but pulling yourself back from that is opening up the pathways to honor your inner child. And it's like, I'm kind of hearing you like stomping your feet like the bull, snorting out your nose. Like, you're not the boss of me. Who do you think you are? Do you think I'm some type of child? Do you think I just fell out of some type of tree for some of you? Yeah, looking at your pictures, somebody's kind of sneering at you behind the curtain here. Little man energy or woman energy, evil eye. Trust that you're going to be protected in this. You're moving forward for the right reasons. 99.99, leaving that in the past. And yeah, so let's leave that one there. I think that there's a lot of chemistry coming your way. So let's get you one of these oracle cards. Yeah, good job getting back into your own energy. Shining bright, bright like a diamond. Now I'm hearing those lyrics. I don't know artists in the pop culture. Oh, also Shine On You, Crazy Diamond. I do know that one. That'd be Pink Floyd. Anyways, the oracle cards are slow in coming, so maybe you really need to slow down and look for the wisdom behind this, and it might take you a little while to come to conclusions about what the lessons really meant. Replacing what was lost, anything you've had to sacrifice at this time, or anything that seems to have been kind of delayed at this time, is going to be replaced by something that's better. Keep your energy high and tight and focused on what's right, and make your wish upon this. I'm rhyming now. Upon this moonlight with Taurus, it says you now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew. Create with new perspectives and outlooks. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon. Yeah, the going against your energy and doing things that you don't want, it depletes and exhausts, and then we're not available for the opportunities coming our way. And now that you're closing down something that was siphoning from your energy, now you're fully in your own capacity, and that's where you're open for abundance. You are also safe and surrounded by so much love at this time. Keep your heart open and know that you're being protected. Listen and listen to know. Let me start that again. And listen to what you know to be true, and allow yourself to see and understand what's going on around you. Yeah, it might take a little patience. You might be witnessing the inner child of others with some compassion and forgiveness. Amble with contentment. Waiting rather than acting is going to be the most advantageous right now. So yeah, there's a need for you to be nice and grounded as usual, but we can get pushed off kilter as well now that we've had Uranus and Taurus so long. But it is finally getting ready to get out of our sign, and it's just having its last hurrahs, making sure that everything that has to go is absolutely getting resolved and integrated, so that we can be fresh and sparkly and new. Because when you tumble around in the as the diamonds, the crystals, as it tumbles around, that friction, it all just polishes the inner gem, and that's when the inner light can really shine through. So all right, take good care of yourselves, Taurus. Ground, rinse, repeat, and USA. All right, love you. Take care.